Alright, recording begun. Delivering the letter to Hideaway, right? Or Nook? Okay. Let's see. What am I doing again? Okay, plenty of fuel. Oh, not old. Journal. Oh, I need to talk to the Fathom King. Message, yeah. Ah, right. Station 3, then. Where's Station 3? I've been to Station 3, this one. Oh, there it is. Okay. I think I'm just gonna go around and, grab port reports and, things. I mean, fill in the map. Yeah, nice little, wow, my hold is empty. From no longer needing to carry all that, stuff with me. I should, turn left. Okay, it's good. Yeah, the question is, do I want to make another element of dawn? Which, hold on. It's you that I need to speak to. Not increase my iron, it's, yeah, I need the salt. Gather details. Okay, yeah. Did I already go to Avatarism with him? He's dead. Need a soul for that. Doesn't matter. Need to increase the spy network. Already done that. This actually is pretty easy, all things considered. And thus continues my, what do I want to say? Indecision, yeah. Alright, let's go. And hope to encounter a Lorn to fight it to the death. Alright, I should actually do the whole go to Nook for the letter and stop by Agile. Since that's where, I, encountered the, or not encountered, that's where I need to go for the, reduce the whole Nook water stuff. Since I can't go above 9 there. Okay. That's a bit annoying, ain't it? Yeah, as soon as I get that, that's probably gonna clear up. But I'm stopping at Agile, so underwater I go. Okay. And quite honestly, I'm probably gonna turn myself into a smaller ship too. Right, I need coffee for this, don't I? Yeah. Oh, soulless fruit. That's why I bought all that soulless fruit. Bribe the first mate. The crew isn't around. The crew can't show you around. The first mate keeps the hatch keys. They rarely leave the engine room, but they'll come out for soulless fruit. Gratefully received. The first mate's features are softer than the average Londoners, as though they become part rubbery man. Their skin is marked in dozens of places with shiny calcified ovals, around which the skin is reddened. You offer them soulless fruit, and they receive it reverently. They don't eat it in front of you, but you withdraw through the hatch that is usually kept locked. They are gone a long time, and far off you hear a man's deep laughter. It is a surprising sound in the whispering ship. At last the first mate returns, fingers stained. Okay. I should have gone to Hideaway too. Don't I have someone that wishes to go to Hideaway? Not you, it's someone there. Observed the first mate in research. The kettle was a research vessel. Now the first mate sometimes engages in research on the fluke. Spines that pierce the ship. A gathering of silver in the storeroom. The room is blocked by a thick spine at waist level. The spine is purple-black, but the crew have been working at it with planes, grinding away a silvery powder. The powder is collected on mats and sieved into bottles. Our export, the first mate explains, it goes to Station 3, but that is not what we've come for. The first mate touches the spine, and for a time their spirit is absent. Then, from one of the few patches of unmarked skin, they grow a needle-shaped protrusion and snap it free. A memento of what I saw when my mind was with Agile. Agile needle a foretaste expression of the first mate's grief at exploring the bitterness of Agile. Okay. Press the spike into your own flesh. Know what it knows. Little worse than a tattoo, surely. Consume 3 needles of Fortis. 3 is more resonant than 1. Consume 10 needles of Fortis. A person may embrace a cactus and survive. Help pack the exports. Bottles and bottles of silvery powder. Ground from Agile spine. Wait to be sent away. No more than 50. Ask the first mate for finding the region to the sensitive brother. The imperious sister awaits an answer. She has set rendezvous at Hunter's Keep. into a forecast kettle. Forecast, whatever. The first mate leads you through hatches usually kept locked, down to the depths of the forecast kettle. They begin to limp more evidently the further you descend. At last you come to the engine room, where a spike of angel jabs through the hull. The engine is thoroughly destroyed. Its furnace is cold, its great wheels will never turn again. The surface of Agile is exposed to your touch. It shimmers. We make it beautiful on purpose. There's a shiny silver patch on the spike. We allow the silver to be harvested. Touch it with one hand. Touch our face. The tunnel is skin tight. You descend face first. The walls presses on the back of your head, urging you downward. You should not have come. The entry point of Agile is regret. No one enters with Agile without it. No more than 10. You have 10. Gain about power stand. Surface, not today. You cannot do this today. Perhaps some other time you will be ready. Descend. Agile is made of needles. The inside of a needle is a stripe. Sharp, thirsty, dry. There is a scent of green, bitter things. A fermentation. Cactus pulp renders an acceptable wine. Someone once died in a desert, and you are traversing the cause of their death. They've lived long enough to regret. Here is the memory of a dying man seeing a vulture overhead, the sky. The tunnel branches. We tell you which way to go, but you do not understand. Fluke regrets. The skin of the tunnel is rubbery. The rubbery men do not know what they are supposed to do. We try to improve them. Among humans they are sad. We should have made them with more teeth. Among flukes they disobey. We should pierce them with more spines. The passage circles on itself. It leaves you back to where you began, but older. Time does not stop. Deeper, you narrow your shoulders, press your toes and your knuckles into the tunnel walls. Squeeze left and down through a passage lined in fragments of amber. Then gather what we wish to know. Here is the smell of a cloying perfume. A woman left her husband for a scoundrel. In a few years she was poor and alone. He seemed like a good man. How could I have known? Of course she knew. Her husband offered to take her back, but she could not endure his forgiveness. We have his regrets also. He minded her absence much more than her unfaithfulness, but he could not persuade her. Descent. But only if you feel strong. From here you cannot surface until you have found what you seek. You intend to move, and the tunnel moves you. A fresh red memory. She stood still when she wished to go. She answered the question from the man with the knife-shaped smile. She was afraid of him. She pretended his questions were questions a social person would ask. She was more afraid of being discourteous. He did not kill her. After she was angry at herself anyhow, for having her fears out of order. She had a new tongue installed in her mouth. In the presence of trespassers, the new tongue says, I dislike you. I fear you. I wish you would go. Whether she bends it to or not. Only forward exists. Do you regret continuing? Is it too late? Night regrets. a collection the length of a hatpin. It would have been a baby. Collect what you came for. Will you be pierced by the brother's regret? Note the regret, but leave it where it lies. It is guarded by a noxious layer. This is not for you to take. The secretive brother was a clerk at the Admiralty. One can regret even clerical misdeeds. He fell behind in his filling, so he burned a stack of court reports and lied when his superior asked where they were. The lie went undetected. The loss of the reports caused no great trouble. Nonetheless, the regret wrinkled the brother and learned integrity from schoolboy novels. Confession offered no cure. It would not retrieve the reports. It would only disappoint the superior and open the whole department to censor. Sometimes cowardice and common sense lead to the same end. The brother's regret caused more trouble than the deed. We cured him. Have you undone the cure? Get out. You've done enough. Ponder how best to deliver your message to the imperious sister. She should know what you have done. Grow the brother's regret into a spine. It is possible, given certain rubbery rituals and preparations. The first mate can show you how. You grow a spine just next to your thumb. It is challenging to clip it off, but you manage, and then follow down the spur. There is a little blood and some itching, and the spot remains sensitive. Ponder how best to deliver your message to the imperious sister. She should know what you have decided. There are ways to reach her. She said she'd wait for you at Hunter's Keep. She will want some kind of proof of her brother's regret. Your words alone will not do. You could go there directly and give whatever message you think best, or you can send her a dream by way of a ream. You've heard they make dreams there, or perhaps there is a way by the Isle of Cats. Not that would be an easy or sensible method. They are curious. Sharing the spine would relinquish one method of delivering the regret to the sister, but there are other ways. Okay. Let me, where is it? Nook. Okay. Well, I guess time to go straight to Fathom King's Hold, probably. Harvest challenge, sure. Fail the challenge, 200 long. Okay. Where is it? Safe not to, eh? Yeah. Okay, sure. Checks out. Only problem with the underwater sections, to be honest. What is the, walls and what are floors? Okay. Okay, audience with the Fathom King. The Fathom King is the lord of the drownies, those dead who won't stop swimming. By some accounts, he is the lord of all who die at sea. Bring him a story to tickle his curiosity. Speak to the porter. The porter has the skin of a shark. She has a drowned woman's eyes. It is not permitted to look at her hands. Yes, she raps. That story is sufficient. She opens the valves of pearls and permits you to pass into the conduit. This is the salt brown heart of the hold. The Fathom King floats in his throne. A gem-starred bowl of sea stone, the size of a banqueting table. He's wearing a dressing gown of purple brocade, soaked dark with salt water. He leans his chin calmly on his hand. Beneath the surface of the water in his throne, his hidden regions pulse constantly inconsistent. Discuss the matter of your father's bones, your complexity. I have a more personal petition. You know something of my father. What remains of him? His complexity is watching you. His eyes are cold as polished stone, but a smile lurks in the corner of his mouth like an eel in ambush. Asks what happened to your father's name, who broke the rock. Strategies. It was the Bishop of St. Francia who sent you there, was it not? Perhaps he broke it himself. He's a wily one. Perhaps it was a roof lorn rock. Perhaps a... He chuckles. Sorry, an old bad habit. I enjoy being mysterious as much as the next half-human power. But honestly, I have no idea what broke it. I do know where the shard lies, though. Pay my piece and I'll tell you. Ask for assistance. The complexity there is a question only you can answer. To open the final gate of my journey to my father's bones, I ask this boon of you. You are fortunate, the Fathom King announces. I have only a full small requests. Fulfill them and I shall tell you what you need to know. Bring me the heart of a legend. Bring me a light from the sky. Bring me a willing guest to stay with me forever. Witness the end of the eldest among its kind. Bring me word. Bring me the fruit of an eternal tree. And bring me something scientific, modern, cutting edge. I believe it's turn my bread enjoys that sort of thing. He sits back under regions pulsing with expectation. You seem quite capable, he adds carelessly. I'm sure it's not too much trouble. Okay. I am not giving you that. Now see how to use that. Present the Fathom King with a mountain shard. There's something celestial about that light. Will it suffice? Ah, the Fathom King requests a pair of squid leather gloves from his chamberlain before he accepts the gem. He turns it over and over in gloved hands. The light stitches shadows across the hollow of his face. The god called Stone, he says, my sister by marriage. Of all of us, she is the best. Thank you, this isn't what I would have chosen, but it's a pleasant surprise, and the quest is fulfilled. I will share your certain secrets of optics with you. And Chamberlain, give this generous captain enough pills to fill their cupped hands. The sea presses, the darkness seeps move on. Listen to the shell-eyed even boy. A hunter in shark skin is hangering the king. Unpardonable intrusion. Our ancient rights have been impunged. King you may be, but none of the shell slayers. We will pay no more tribute. In an abrupt end, the king makes a chopping motion with his hands. A tide of crab rushes from the shadows of the throne cyst. They're on the hunter before he can turn, but not before he can scream. The king watches in satisfaction as they swarm the hunter, snipping the flesh from his bones. Thorn armored guards block the chamber door. When it's done, when his cries are long silenced, and scarred bones remain, the king motions you forward. Take something, he commands. Let our justice be remembered above. You may go. Okay. He did. Where is it? There's the father's bones. They came out Nomad or Tree of Ages. I think I know what I have to do for that. And it's probably to do, where is it? Not the Undercrow. Well, possibly the Undercrow, but more likely the, where is it? Is it not in here? It's peculiar. Why is it in... I mean, it's here, so... So, yeah. Alright, let's, kill Mount Nomad, I guess. Okay. Battle... Summon. Spin the Steve story and summon Mount Nomad. Oh, there it is. It's too close. Okay. Okay. A shattered cliff. A ship cannot destroy a mountain. All you have won is life and the time while it sinks and heals. But for now, Mount Nomad is silent, and here the wreck of another half-consumed ship slides from within quickly. A desperate excursion, just a few minutes. Mount Nomad's alright, excellent. A great rush of foaming water. The mountain collapses inwards, but you scramble from the wreck of that other ship, your hands filled with the brightest treasures. One captivating treasure and one Mount Nomad heart. Excellent. Tough challenge. Succeeded. I think that did take a shard out. Up, I mean. Okay, there's a little fuel guy there. I shall stop there. And go through an annoying, Now, the thing I'm curious about is where is the, place to buy, my chip, buy fuel. Okay, it says new total there. Pardon me. Let's head to Station 3. Through this path. Yeah. Let's see. Reveal the world. One section at the time. Wonderful, full health. Okay, to Station 3, and whatever nonsense I encounter there. For I fully expect nonsense. You know, I actually have enough for a deliver a long box. Okay. The only way past the walls is an unimposing, mysterious-looking triple-locked gate. Silvery metal, a sign that reads deliveries. The gate stands open. There are no stove doors, however, and no wagons waiting to help with the heavy cargo. There's only a sign which reads deliveries, and a painted hand which points insolently up at a rock-cut staircase. Make a delivery. There's a cargo in the hold marked for this destination. A long, low, heavy box. It'll be fun getting up the stairs, no doubt. up a twisting staircase. There's a great deal grumbling from the crew. The stairs are sharp-edged and wet. The box is heavy and its contents inclined to shift. After a few slips and a bad bruise to the shin, you resort to placing crew members along the stairs and handing the box along. There is a warehouse at the top of the stairs, but it is not apparently your destination. Another sign points along the narrow path towards the building with the spire. Deliveries, it says more aggressively this time. Someone in the spiraled building is singing. The song sets your teeth on edge. You have a long, heavy box, a winding path ahead that runs perhaps a quarter-mile through the mist. A crew that is beginning to muttering about having to do land lumber work. There's a warehouse just to your right, but the sign says deliveries are to be taken onward. Says it rather emphatically and as a matter of fact. Break into the warehouse and leave the box. The sign says deliveries, but that doesn't mean that the deliveries are obliged to comply. Carry the box on the building with the spire. Going the extra distance might mean you can charge more for your efforts. A grudging reward. The path is slippery and lined with mushrooms. You and the crew have to stop 7 or 8 times to set down the box and blow on your hands. The closer you get, the less the building with the spire looks like a church. The walls are soot-blackened and made of brick. There are no windows, only narrow vents up near the roof. From these a low singing can be heard, a song so cheerful that your crew look at one another and frown. It is the song of someone keeping the monsters at bay. At least, at last you are close enough to bang on the door. No stir acolyte answers it. She is dressed in black from head to foot. Her gloves are thick leather and her goggles are double glass. Leave the boxes at the door, she says to you, and then she turns back towards the building, singing her song. Something about candid kittens and flaming violets and the coming of spring. Judging by the rhyme, she's inventing the words as she goes along. You stop her and explain that you expect your extra work to be rewarded. She makes a grudging gesture but complies. The astute acolyte directs the arrangements of a long box in the room under the steeple. There are many other boxes there already, stacked in rows 3 or 4 times as many as you have brought. In another corner of the room is a pile of wood from previous boxes already emptied and dismantled. Singing to herself about a mountain upholstered in velvet, she takes a crowbar to the box. The corpse inside is permanently dead, in a way that the dead of London often are not. Not a drowning, not a tomb colonist, but not coming back, either. It looks pale and ordinary except for the slight distinction of the skin over the breastbone. Gently the light presses there and nods, singing about tulips embroidered with yellow floss. She lifts the body onto a marble slab. Without pause or lyric, she prepares a scalpel. Her presence does not seem to bother her. Watch with medical interest. Whether she is about to do, it's sure to be anatomically informative. Excellent precision. The astute acolyte makes an incision over the distended place on the body, laying bare a heart-sized spear of silver metal. It has grown there apparently over many years, because the ribs of the corpse have curved around it without cracking. She has to break 2 of the ribs now to take out the ball behind it. The heart is intact but bloodless, its color a milky gray. She knows who you're watching and holds her song just long enough to say, "They do not always grow in the same place, but over the heart is most common." With a giant nutcracker she cracks the spear, another spear inside, and another. Finally, in the center she comes to something heavy, small and black. She lifts lifts it out with tongs and looks at it through her goggles. The song falters, but she manages to keep humming. But the words are lost. She puts the black and heavy thing in a jar marked with a word of the correspondence. She closes the jar and seals it with red wax. Finally, the corpse is removed again and the marble slab wiped clean. She comes to pay you, though she doesn't offer any further comment. She seems pleased by your careful attention during the autopsy, and almost smiles when she makes her payment. A pleasure, she says. Return another day, I may have something else for you. Okay. Okay, meet the art metal smith. I don't know where he is. Can we ask directions? Ask directions. A clay man directs you with a minimal enthusiasm, even for fewer words. Easy to overlook. The smithy is a long, low building that you missed on your first survey of the island. The smith is a quiet man with a pinched face, who works entirely in heart metal. The cannoneer greets him with a yellow delight. The smith winces and puts down his hammer and pinches the bridge of his nose. It's you, he says. Two of you. The room runs back into the rock of the island, chamber after chamber of long metal machinery. Ask the smith to construct an assembly housing for the cannoneer's weapon. Why is this? Ask the smith to construct an assembly housing for the cannoneer's weapon. Why is the smith so willing to help? Just how many outstanding favors are owed? The cannoneer shrugs the question off, smiling. I made a lot of bombs back in the day. A lot of bombs. For a lot of people who don't like me to talk about it. I think that's why the university threw me out. I never dared to go back and ask, though. Alright, just the double bone dice then. Okay, I'll get that later at some point. Ask the smith about life on the island. He doubtlessly has his own perspective. A disinclination to talk. He tells you that folks here keep to themselves. He says he doesn't go up to the building with the steeple, and the acolytes hardly ever come down here. Sounds like a solitary sort of life. He claims he prefers it that way. When he turns back to his work, you see the chains of hard-metal links he wears around his neck, and the closed locket that hangs from it. I'm sorry, who was I gonna meet up with again? Thought there was someone I was gonna meet up with. Hmm. Oh yeah. Well, looks like I'm probably not gonna be able to get that for that guy. Like a monkey crag, okay. Alright, I wanted to go to the salt lines and try and trade for that. Don't think I'm gonna have enough fuel for that though. Maybe if I keep the light off. And like, probably not go max speed. Or overheat the engines, I mean. Salt lines, okay, shops. There's no shops. 20 units. 20 units. If the stone weeps and then maker advises you, ignore them. Unless they flood jeweled. Of course, then you should probably drop them overboard. Don't tell anyone I said that. Oh shit. That. I feel like I've screwed up. Yeah, okay. Just ignore that. I'll stop at Shepherd's Isle. That's definitely in range. Gonna buy overpriced fuel though, but can't be helped. Alright, that's the way it goes. There's also that fuel ship in the harbor, so if I need to grab fuel from there. Quite honestly, I probably should have out of safety. I'll get by without grabbing that fuel. Alright, back to London now. How many episodes? Plenty of episodes. Boom. Okay. Shops. Buy fuel. Where's the, oh no. I should buy one of those. Right. Okay, not that. Not you, not you. Who's the great game now? Okay, your lodge. Morning paper is okay. London, I guess? Deliver the pink stone, okay. Sign, here's a receipt, here's a discretion contract, here's a penalty contract, your vision is blurred at the end of all, the card rumbles off into the coiling fog, here's your reward. Okay, I earn more fuel, I'll keep it like that. Need another day though. So, your lodge, Ruston Seaside Manor. Yeah, sure. Resident Study. Shrine to Stone. Yeah, I'm missing a lot of those now because I spent them all. Or tossed them all to be exact. Need a living specimen for that. Can do the almanac. A spring trophy case. Need 7 strange catch. Captivating treasures, yeah. The Song of the Sea, so Consort, Port Report, Port Celia, 40 Secrets, 12, 77 Z Story, 77 Terror, 77 Distant, 1 Trophy Case, 1 Almanac, 1 Botanical Cabinet, Shrine to Stone, okay. Okay, so Whispering Trophy Case and, this I can actually just do, you know. 7 strange catches, unfortunately, I, can't deal with right now. But, fortunately, the Labyrinth of Tigers allows, bribery as a potential. Not sell, go to your 7 more mirrors, okay. Which means everything but the trophy case. And a bunch of, which actually now I think that. 7 iron, okay. Yeah, that's probably the best one. Okay, where is it? Go up to 20, go up to 25 fuel. Buy like 5 of these, 5 of these, 5 of 4 more of these, 5 of these. Shipyard. Not that one, I'm thinking of this one. 40 hull? No. Actually, what's the one down? 30 hull, yeah, no. Sticking with the dreadnought. I'm not even gonna bother with this one either. Since it's like same weight, 20 more capacity, no forward weapon, okay. Ain't worth it in my eyes. Okay, now... Probably fine, I think. Let me just speak to all my officers, I guess. You need the salt, which I don't have, and strange catches. You, yeah. Mascot, you don't need me to talk to. Possible challenge. Could proposition her, but no. Chief engineer. Need dinner. So just things to be talked to. Your story's over. Your story might be over. Okay, I can convey your request. Invite her to dine with you again. I got an idea. Support and arm wrestling. A closely fought battle. She's strong, but you're stronger. She's a good sport, but she seems more depressed than you might have expected. Halfway through the sorbet, loses the thread of the conversation, snaps her spoon in half, apologizes and stares moodily out of the porthole. Flings the spoon fragment across the room, apologizes again, and pushes the rest of the sorbet away. Yes, snuff it. I'm getting old. I shouldn't be. My bloody father, you know what the College of Mortality is? Our very own elected hell. They choose our king. They tell us when to die. He cheated them. So now I'm getting old. She drains a glass. Old, too old for this. I see you in the morning. She rises to her feet with uncharacteristic clumsiness, and she stumbles out, but not before you see the tears in her eyes. A sudden boil of bodies at the rail, when her sailors were sighing over the sights of the land. Armed foreigners were slipping up to the side of the ship. They wear tight-fitting dark uniforms and carry complicated multiplicatories of blades. The pressed bride of Idris curses apologetically. I have time, she says. Give her up. Assassins from the college? Yes, they're here for me, no doubt. I didn't mention it. Yes, you're right to be cross. If you want to give me up, that's fair. She offers you her pistol. I listened to her, one of the assassins adds in perfect English. This is a sacred duty. We will pay you a sacred price. Fight to preserve her. What a gang of unexpected assassins between friends. Have at them. A furious defense. The assassins fight furiously and in near silence. Your crew sunders the silence with yells and shouts, and the Ventress outdoes them all with whooping of fierce delight. At last you drive the assassins back over the side. They take to their coracles and wisp into the night. Your casualties are lighter than you feared. Alright, the Ventress says, lowering her blade. Alright, Owen, thanks. She adds almost as an afterthought. Ask the Ventress why you've been ambushed by assassins from her homeland. I owe you an explanation, don't I? Well, what I'm about to tell you is a deep secret. A college secret. But people have died. I owe you an explanation. None shall live 1,000 years. In the Presbyterian, in the south, we're close to the mountain and far from the sun, so we could live forever. We're not that permitted. It isn't the law. It is none shall live 1,000 years. My father made it to 1,011, she grins with shamefaced pride. Good for him. Bad for his children. The law for me is thou shalt live 100 years. I'm out of time. That's why I left the Navy. The college will get to me. They always do in the end. And I can't keep letting other people die for me. She stands to go. Will you help me find a way to die well? In battle would do. Or duel. I don't want to be, just shot by a pirate. Eaten by a shark. I want people to talk after I'm gone. She offers you a hand. I'm sorry. Alright. Get the zoop. Alright, you have those wounds still, don't I? I'll speak to her. Ask her to dine with you, but don't ask her to remove her glasses. Eyes unconcealed. She regards you for a while and then unasked removes her glasses. She folds them neatly and places them on the table, then meets your eyes. Her own eyes are marvelously bright. The irises are amber and the whites seem to be flecked with gold. Yes, she says, I've been touched by the dawn machine. I believe you already knew that, or you would have asked me to remove my spectacles. I might be wrong in either case. Nothing has changed. Now that you know, we will still be wary of each other. She taps her thumb against her index finger. I'm always the same, do you see? I do not change. I proceed on the same path I always have. I am only one choice, and I will be content with only when I have no choice at all. Now let's eat and talk. You promised me something special, and I'll give you with little I can in return. Protest the journey is the destination. Accept what she says. Protest the journey is the destination. Each choice you make in the future will depend on this one. The ship goes where the captain sails, and where the captain chooses to sail depends on where you've been. Accept what she says. She's right. If nothing has changed in response to your choice, then your choice was that of a pawn that chooses to move forward. Little fang, chat. She has a little fang. Okay. Yeah, sure, accept it. I lift the eyebrow. I hadn't expected that. She picks up her knife and fork between mouthfuls. She tells you something of the nature of light as revealed through the operations of the dawn machine. I enjoyed this, she adds, at the end of the meal. We should do it again when you're ready to talk about salt. Have Salt's attention and have Storm's attention. Or having whatever that is. Caroline Exile invites you to her cabin for dinner. We need to discuss a certain direction, she informs you. A brisk dinner. I am person non grata in Port Caroline. The Exile remarks, I was too close to the news sequence and the machine. I've repented of that now, but I'll never go home. She leans closer. Salt's song, she whispers. I hear it on the wind. The way east, the horizon road. Will you go east, my captain? Will you take me with you? The sea is wide, but I'll always return home. East, the horizon where the god Salt watches. Far and chilly, London is your home. The sea is my only home. You are Z, Captain, the old black ocean under the world. It's 100 ports. You'll live and die here. I cannot rest until I cross the last horizon. You are hungry for more. There's like too many storylines going on right now I'm juggling. Alright, you. Pick up an agent. Vital intelligence, you. Submit vital intelligence, submit port reports, submit revelation chart. Con's heart, okay. That's a fun thing to get a hold of, ain't it? Okay, let's go. Yeah, that's probably a loading screen, but still that animation annoys me. Okay, delivering a watering parasol. He presses closer to the portal as you dock. Low Barnett. He murmurs the gate to the deep. Call to worship. You hear the tales from distant trenches of the undersea, and some of them might even be true, but the strangest ones are jealously guarded. Light from the dock glints in his eye, hidden mysteries and plain listeners. He glances at you and gathers his luggage. Won't you join me below for a while? An explorer can learn much of value over here. Okay, get the port report. Okay, trade stories with a Congress scanner. The appearance and bearing attract attention. They're eager for new tales. Speak of Anth. Speak of Hideaway. Speak of Nook. Speak of Rosegate. Speak of Shimshander. Speak to Undercrow. Speak of Rock. Okay, speak of Anth. Crystal clear, you talk of consuming desires and mornings where every moment gleams with promise. You talk about broken vows and the love shattered, about a heart growing sharp as a barber razor. You talk about how clearly we can see the passion of others while obscuring your own motives. The listening sailors cast their eyes down, looking into the past. Speak of Hideaway. There's little need to exaggerate. You know what? Real quick. I'm just going to turn in every port report I have. Or I'm just going to go around and gather every port report instead. Then turn it in. Then do it again. Hopefully get the Song of the Z. Underscape. Not needed. Deliver her brother's regretted needle form. She offers a smooth wrist and does not flinch. Only this. Afterward, she rubs her wrist. I was certain he had fathered a devilish child. I steeled myself to meet the yellow-eyed creature and offer it at a respectable home. But this, he kept sleepless watch over a pile of burned paperwork. In a half-wondering voice she adds, He's right. The secret has made me think less of him. What a wormy little man, my brother. She straightens her gloves and walks away. Okay. Pretty sure I have like one of those 100 cubes. Yeah, there. Okay, where do I go? Where do I go? Right, Port Caroline, that's the place that shall have the not damage. Honestly, you're a lucky little guy. I don't have a ramming attack. Dissected. Approach the dock. Yeah, yeah. Gather report. Oh. Over the lifeboat and row to one of the less slippery sheer cliffs. Pray you don't get caught. Any movements, you scale the cliff and crouch in the mud. Through a spyglass you observe the soldiers' movement. A contingent approach the charred remains of the cock and magpie, escorting ragged islanders. A woman in a feathered eucalyptus sits at the table within, smiling at sea charts and scowling at decrees stamped by the leopard clan. Once inside, the islanders fall to their knees before their proud faces strained as they address her. 6 ships are docked in the harbor. Installations of heavy artillery line the shore. The banners of the eagle-clad, yellow as honey, draped from each wood. Mutton Island has fallen. As your vessel passes, muddied islanders emerge from one of the island's covers. They leap and wave rags. Safer grounds. Your lifeboat pulls up to the cove, unnoticed by the sentries. Came while we were sleeping. We was sleeping, they did. An islander whispers. Some of us managed to make it to the docks, or else took the coves. A couple of lads held out in the cock and magpie, long as they could. He runs a grimy hand through his hair and more. Okay. Looks like I'm just gonna... Quaint. Yeah, this just feels like kind of nonsense that's going on right now. Like... Okay, let's go to London, I guess. Not the alarming scholar. Diplomat, or... Relevationary chart. A careful inspection. He scrutinizes the chart minutely through a lens. He knows to remove the dark spectacles. It passes muster. He remarks the usual fee applies. Got 3 moves, so not that. Okay, perhaps not. So I might have just, oh, Shepherd Isles. Okay. Sure, checks out, I guess. My mistake for not checking where it is. That I was supposed to take them. Okay, let's see what nonsense is gonna go on with this little quest I have going. Picnic, yeah, no. Deliver refugees from Mutton Island. It may not be home, but will do for now. An unwanted beginning. The refugees timidly step from your deck. It will have to do, one says. We'll manage, another replies. One of them shakes your hand, bless you for the good deed, Captain. May you never go hungry. It's an old Mutton Island saying. Okay, one of the things that I need all that wine stuff for. Rest of the Z, the bearded watchman scopes. Here's what you need to be. We don't talk about the rest of the Z, but a sniping cat lift draws you aside. I got something for you, he promises. I need some good stuff from London. A lot of that good stuff. Visage, none of them show their faces. That's because half of them are snuffers. Know what a snuffer is? The other half don't know. Anyhow, the visage takes the snuffer faces and makes masks of their own. They can be in anyone. I could be one. You could be one. Of course, the bearded watchman tells you there are no actual shepherds on Shepherd Island. Sheep are mostly illegal here. No, indeed. It's just the name of the gentleman that founded the island. Greybeards sitting in the village square nods solemnly. No sheep, one says, but plenty of tales. Ask us anything. Yeah, sure, this is good. Let's go to the canal. Yeah, honestly, I have no idea where I'm going, or what I'm doing, other than, like, this. This is a fairly odd line for. Okay. Yeah, I mostly bought all that supplies and fuel for this. Okay. Gather information for port report. Oh, I only need 2, huh? 22 fuel's the big one, huh? Ensure you are well stocked with fuel and supplies, and you may never return. Okay. Travel to the surface. The sun is dangerous to Neath dwellers like your crew. The surface has its temptations. The coils of the earth. The engineers of the canal took advantage of existing caves and passages where they could. In ancient times, this was a passage to the underworld, they say. But still, the labor must have been staggering. The story goes that the masters of the bazaar lent their arts and allies to the task. But the surface nations played down that fact. Certainly some of the tunnels looked blasted or tunneled. Others looked dissolved. Stone pigs, a stoker whispered. Stone pigs. The light, it's pretty. Avarice. The canal emerges in the little lake called Avarice. A warm breeze ruffles blue waters. You and your crew shelter like vampires from the light, with awnings, curtains, broad-brimmed hats. Popular as birdsong, the warmth of the campaigning sun. Fill your mirror, catchbot. Says I have none. Return below later. 10 fuel and 2 supply, okay. To Naples, the very last stretch of the canal runs overland to the bay by Borcolia. Then it's an easy run down the Tyrrhene coast to Naples. Green and gold, the trees are the dusty green of old jade, the hills tawny as a lion. You are pale as milk, all of you. The crew splash in the canal whenever they can to cool themselves after the heat of the sun. It's not right up here, you bosun confides. I keep thinking I'm gonna fall up, like, but it calms the heart to look at, don't it? The surface is restful, but your crew may die here. The longer you spend up here, the more may die. This includes you. Even by night, the port of Naples is alive with the shouts and laughters of work song, but the roar of engines and brick warehouses loom over the moon-dazzled bay. By day, you try to stay below decks. The sun hits like a hammer, and the wind always seems to come straight from the struggling sewers of the slums. Buy a train ticket to Venom. Parabola linen crumbles in sunlight. The mushroom wines underneath are not kindly received in the wine shops of Italy and France. Prisoner's honey loses all its virtue. But in the coffee houses of Venom, dark drop coffee is the new sensation. It's not so very far by the train. You could travel by night. The rattle of rails. Rome, Florence, Venice. The sleeping countryside curls around you in the night sky. So like and so unlike beneath. And a dying things go wrong, and you cut through Slovenia. Then in the station alive with soot and shouting. The station officials with their whistles and their official brass buttons. The capital of the new monarchy has seen better days. The palace still glitter, and the mood is uneasy. Every third wall seems to bond with graffiti, only rarely in German, unity or death, and remember London, and the liberation of night. Radical elements have taken to smashing the gas lamps with flung stones. At least that means it's decently dark at night. The proud and glittering Cafe Foresta has long been a central event intellectual life, but its coffee has deteriorated in quality. Offer a sample to the melancholy operator. The proper software expression vanishes. His eyebrows bristle. Even his ears seem to prick up. My friend, this is extraordinary. What flavors do I detect? Cinnamon, jasmine, is that bat guano? The vitality of this substance, the energy. His enthusiasm dissipates abruptly. Yes, I suppose it will do. I'll pay you 8 krone, and whatever that is in your particular subterranean currency, for every sack you bring me. Perhaps it will do this poor old place some good. Anything's possible, I suppose. The black blood of Firsta. Each day, the proprietor waves at the bustling blaze of the cafe. We draw a little nearer to bankruptcy. Your coffee helps delay our demise, if only by a week or two. I'm grateful, I suppose. Here, this is all I can afford to pay you. Report the fidgeting agitator to the authorities. His idealism burns worryingly bright. Besides, you might turn a profit from informing on him. Dinner with a gentleman from the bureau. A fierce old fellow listens intently to your account and dispatches agents to arrest the agitator. We are grateful, he says. I shall not insult you by offering you payment, but I must invite you to dine with me before you leave. No payment, but the dinner conversation is rich with valuable information. Perhaps the old fellow is using you as a pawn in some scheme of his own. No matter, the Admiralty will love to hear this. Back so soon? A charming surprise. How's life in the Neath world? Do you perhaps have something else for me? 9 courses are and of rare liquor. You enjoy the ham hock? I'll have a cook provide you with something to take away. We thank you for your company. Most pleasant and most enlightening. Back to Naples. The Naples crowd seats. Tin fuel. 2 supplies. Let's try this. Grain and olive oil. An interlude of noisy gulls and baking afternoons. It's restful after the terrors of the sea below, but your crew are troubled by the strangeness of it. Some go missing, perhaps they slip ashore, perhaps the sun withers them together. Okay, back to Avarice. Return below. Silver green safety, down in the dark and the quiet. No birdsong, no surface wars, no righteous peasants. Still water, the glint of eyes. Okay, I'll just, hold. Yeah, okay. Good enough, I guess. Good enough. To the Iron Republic for, whatever nonsense that, I shall encounter there. Time machine. Whatever. Alright. Oh, where is it? There it is. What do I have? 14, Z stories, 5. They go with Distant Shore. Now time to deal with the dickish port. Okay. Parliament of Flies, yeah. 12 double-born dice and 7 Stygian ivory. Rebel lemons don't need. There. Sufficient fuel. Pretty sure I've been to Geode. So, stop there, go there, and just basically go straight back up. Go here, Yeah, this is literally just me going to go around everywhere. Yeah, this is the episode I, fill out the map. Or really start on filling out the map. Yep. Pretty sure I don't need to do anything here, but I'll dip on in and check. Grand Geo. Port report. You know, I kind of hate how I see no ships or sea monsters when like they harass you when you're weak, but now can actually take them. I don't see any of them. Is that okay? No, that's not appearing on the stream. Good thing since I don't recognize it. I need some of these, so shop. Honestly, I can get 5 of those, and pretty good. Okay. Prove your network. A diplomatic agent, Port Carolina, is choked with spies, well-boldered surface spies, earnest spies from London, elegant spies from the Conite, splendid spies from the Presbyterian. But there is always room for one small one. On a platter. Your agent's opening big gambit is to find, short, and upsert an existing network. It belonged to a surface spy and agent of Russia. His interrogation was tedious, padded with tales of a damp St. Petersburg, whatever. St. Petersburg childhood. Okay. 30%, so Harris challenge, 30%, gonna need more. That guy still has something to wait you, so find out what your spies need. Your authority. A rival spy master proposes a meeting. The upper hand. You sit together at a pantomime. With the excitable audience roars at the stage, you and yours make counterpart. Make promises, trade lies, and draw the boundaries. The negotiations are fierce, but when you shake hands on them, you know you have the better deal. You part ways as the performance degenerates into slapstick. Cream pies begin to fly. So 45% chance, so next one would be 70, so 3 more. Okay. to the north. The most fight me noise I can do right now. Pick up a passenger, no. Eat, drink, be merry, gather supplies, and the wispy ways, no. No, no. Compile port report. Yeah, compile port report. Okay. While I'm here, hopefully I get the lockbox I need. Okay, so there. One that the ladder connects to. Of course I have to go around that little pier. Annoying. That is Morn. Explore the Morn, blooming the shore. Pirate boat, gather intelligence, okay. In caution. Let's see what's in the shop. Prisoner's honey. Sealment, frequent, yeah. Okay. Pretty sure I have a port report, King Ears Castle, yeah. High theme, There, Abbey Rock, yeah. Station 3 will have nothing. Shepherd's Island might have something. If only because I have the, something awaits you. So I guess I shall stop there, then do that kind of sea, go there to Fort Blade, fill in that stuff. And I have to go around the dock. Shepherd's Island. Okay. Guess I already have one of the things. Rest of the Z. Message, yeah. Strategic information. Is that really faster than just... So, yeah, it works out, huh? Works out pretty well. Alright. The reason I don't have that strategic information for the Khan's heart is that requires the intelligence network. Oh, that's gonna be a pain, ain't it? I'm pretty sure I already got this one, so it's more so of a, yeah, fuel stop. Before I, that annoys me. Of course, in complete honesty, I kind of wish opening the menus didn't pause the game. Interesting. Tomb Colonist, yeah, Curator. Spire Wonderlust, no. Pretty sure I only need to clear out like those 3 squares. Really? Are you sure I'm not here? Okay, so just Codex and Withered up there. Well, the right half of the map's definitely going to take some time. Codex. I don't think so. I do know what those guys are for, but yeah, no. Wither, shore leave, no. Story, house. Gain Storm's attention. Ask about the drowned man. Milan lost the drowned man's brother, I, and sisters gave him to the knives, and the Larcy. Here we have no Larcy, only snow. Snow comes from the north. Larcy comes from pain. We have it a little easier. Okay, perhaps not. Shops. Well, I guess I can, oh. That is very, peculiar, ain't it? Of course, I'm pretty sure I can get the salt from somewhere else, so I'll hold off on that one. But apparently I can just go back and forth between the Codex and Wither for a bunch of, you know, terror stories. And that's another one down. Okay, that's not an Ever Horizon problem, that's a, Okay, quite honestly, I'm gonna stop at Ever, get that one before Actually, I'm gonna need to go down first. Okay, what do you have for me? Treasure gathering. Hunting trophy, outlandish artifacts, okay. I mean, yeah, those are the last two. You know, honestly... Oh shit, Mount Nomad. Oh my god, that literally just... A desperate incursion. One iron, wonderful, capturing a treasure, and nomad heart, okay. Okay, I'm just gonna be stuck doing that all the way up there, huh? Chapter light, either the chapter's bounty, tend to service, reject what you have learned. Okay. Well, there's bounds, perhaps not. Yeah, open the arcade, look at the stars, sigil. Oh, right, I need strategic information. Lead the sigil rated navigator to a certain dock spy. Scraps of paper stiff with northern frost are stuffed into its cracks. Unforgiven. A message is carved into the wood. If you wish to return to London, if you seek their forgiveness, yeah. He laughs widely. Twice. I paid them twice. Once to take my memories, and once to guide me back to them. His laughter deepens to hysteria. Two crewmen help you drag him back to your ship. Okay. Your navigator hunts through the slips of paper. They are a library of villains and villainy. Here are murderers, betrayers, the treason, and pre-juries. He stops, stares at one, and pulls it free. This is mine, he says. I wrote this. It is a confession beneath, in more recent and less careful letters. He has addressed a note. You did not answer. If I cannot be forgiven, then I forget. The Chapel of Lights will help me, for a price. twice. Okay. Okay. Speak to Captain. May I speak to you in private? His voice is dull. His sigil throbs red as embers underneath the gloom. His forgotten crime. Please, he hands you his confession. Retrieved from Boyd's approach. Please read. A square of paper is folded into quarters to make a booklet. Okay, read the fourth one. To whom it may concern, I hereby record my full and honest confession in the hopes of absolution in her during Majesty's service. In May, my brother Richard and I took service on the Bonnie Swan. He as boatswain, I as navigator. The Captain Swinburne was a good man, but ambitious. When we reached King Edward's castle, our supplies were low, but we pressed on in the hopes of finding land. There was none. Read the second passage. Our stores nearly depleted. We turned back, and here I committed the first of my crimes. I mistook my readings and set a bad course. For days we steamed northwest, not west, into the empty dark. Our supplies ran out and still no sign of port. Hunger set in and terror, and what I pray was madness. Raving, desperate raving. We agreed to draw lots, with the loser giving up lives and flesh so others could go on. The third passage. The first of us to draw the short straw was the captain. The second was my brother. My dear, solemn, solid Richard. There were more after. 7 times we drew, 7 of our number went into the pot, and not a one of them quietly. Those of us who made it back to port swore to never speak of our crime, but one of us, someone with a keener conscience than mine, confessed. I fled the noose to the sea again. I regret all. I will do anything, please. Read the fourth page. Here he scribbled his later note, when the Admiralty failed to select him for absolution through service. You did not answer. If I cannot be forgiven, then I forget. The chapel lights will help me for a price. His eyes meet you when you look up from your page. They are dull as old iron. I am done, madame. I am done. I have one last thing to ask of you. Yes. Now's good. Thank you. His last request. The truth has broken him. Parting ways, he buries his face in his hands. Even if I could remember, I would not want to. But it is only a matter of time until this. He runs a finger over his sigil, takes something I cannot do without. Maybe I will forget how to breathe, or which way is north. Perhaps I will strand us all at sea again, and it will be oaths of silence and straws in the dark. Be rid of me, madame. Put me ashore somewhere I can be forgotten. Ask where he would like to disembark. Leave me on Codex where my silence won't be questioned, or at the Empire hands where no one will care. Choice. You have heard the mute exiles on Codex reward anyone who brings them a new initiate. They pay with secrets of fire. There will be no such recompense from the ape support Santon, but your navigator offers to leave you his tools, chart, and notebook in return for his passage. Alright, so we're going to not do either of those options and instead go for plan B. Or is it plan B? Okay, I have the Raggedy Crow port report, so I'm going to skip that one. And my plan B, I'm going to give him the Fathom King. Oh, hello, moth. Can I shoot you in the face? Thank you. Okay, there. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. It's already disintegrating into a slothy mass of rotting leaves. Sounded it before its final dissolution. Those mosaic configurations on its wings, do they carry meaning? Search for jewels. There's an old story. Ask the question and you will not be answered. You look closer. For a moment a solution trembles in the space behind your eyes, and then it collapses into helplessness. The moth is a map of uncontesting sky. You grope for stars, you find only glimmers. Night floods in. Captain, your first officer is shouting. Captain, you blink. The moth is a smear of darkness on the water. Nothing remains. Well, I guess that's a new spot that I haven't been to. It's a shame how these rats are literally more effective than the, repair button. Pneumatic rat cinder. I think that's just a random, light ship in the middle of the ocean. Those guys are getting nothing from me. Especially since I'm just sitting here, repairing. No, see, since I'm right here, I'm gonna get the square before, doing a little of that. Let's see, I think it's South Line, so I think I'm gonna stop at Iraq. Or maybe Pigment Island for the night. Since, yeah, there's no more, there. I did not mean to hit that. No. Yeah, we're just gonna leave that there, as not our problem. Okay. Yeah, I'll dive underwater, since wreck is an underwater area. Pardon me. Well, getting the guy behind me is not my problem, to be honest. Really? That's absolutely rude. There. Scintillate, go wrecking, no. Let's drop the wreckers. Compile board report. Consider the state of the city. The wreckers look too shallow. Okay. No shops. Hold. Yeah, story. Not that one. Okay, let's see. I'll buy up on fuel and stop there. Is that the salt? No, that's double boned ice. Parabola, linen would probably be something to get, but the only thing worth it here I feel is the double boned ice, but that requires the candles. Which I shall take this chance to go all the way down to Pigment Island. Corsair Undergalley is not my problem. Yeah, just that one and then just go down to here. You bitch. Okay. Pigment Island. Compile port report. I'll see with how often scintillant is a thing. I'll help Calvia resolve a dilemma. An aid runs over. Hairless advisor, you return to us. Blaze the tide. We need your wisdom once again. The squeals. Wonderful news, Hairless advisor. A scintillant harvest has been bountiful. Our harvesters can typically be put to use elsewhere. What should we have them work on? Suggest construct housing. Every road deserves a home to be proud of. Have them build defenses. Pigment Island will have enemies coveting its treasure. Let them enjoy this moment. They have worked their whiskers off already. Defenses. No easy prey. Repurposing the scrap from the impossible lamb to act as coastal defense is hard, filthy work, but worth the effort. The next pirate vessel that tries to steal Cavia's scintillant will surely regret its decision. New 6. Unimposing. Hail, Cavia. I'm just gonna grab that, and how much gold do I have? Yeah, sure, I'll grab 4 more. Yeah, 1 more. Boom. Okay, that's where the hold is, and gonna end for the night. Okay, but that gonna end this recording and go on to the mining of Isaac. So, YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, follow my Twitter, follow my Twitch, and night all. And take care of yourself.